So this is a Sterling Elite Onyx. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your two gas bottle tie downs with your gas regulator on the bulkhead just there, and the pipe work that goes into the front of the bottle is a reverse thread fitment, so you can turn it the opposite way to a bottle cap, for instance, to release it out of the bottle. On top of the bottle you see it says gas open and gas closed, so gas open is gas on and gas closed is gas off. In the front locker you'll also find your leg winder for the caravan. Coming down the side of the van you've got your water pump connection. You very simply push it into the side of the van, as you can see, and locks in place. The pickup pipe has to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. I'll show you how to fill the system once we go inside the van. The front of the van on either side, you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising, not lifting the caravan. You've then got your Truma heating and hot water flue. You don't need to do anything with this, and it essentially does the same job as the flue on the side of your house. You've then got your battery box and your mains power. So you've got your mains power lead coming out the side of the van, into the side of the van, and you've got your battery box with your 110 amp leisure battery in the side of the van. Going further down the side of the van, you'll see your two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in, so it cools the fridge. Then you've got your gas flue on the top side of, in behind the top cover. You also then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your grey waste pipes. So you've got your larger diameter grey holes here, which you can put your grey waste pipes into, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. The fresh water comes in the front of the caravan, as you can see, just down the front there. Coming down the side of the van a little bit further, you've got your toilet flush tank. So you'll open this up and you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste set, which I just need to grab the key for. So as you can see, you've got your toilet waste cassette. You pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, tip your waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You need to put 1 litre of water in the cassette and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising, they're not there for lifting the van. Then got your storage locker on the opposite side of the van at the rear. That's for underneath bed storage. You've then got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area, your barbecue gas point, and your last wind down leg. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. So above the door, as you come into the caravan, you've got your main control panel. So you've got your master power switch here, power off and power on, as you can see. You've then got your water pump levels, water pump run, on the top left hand side here. You've got your interior lights for the caravan on these two switches here. You've got your battery for the caravan, so when you're towing, when you're on site, you need to have this, make sure this green light is on here. And then when you're towing down the road, you need to have the light on green here when you connect to the car. That will only work though if you have the right power connection on the back of your car. You've then got your power on and off for the whole caravan, so you need to press this button off. And oh, sorry, I just showed you that, didn't I? I do apologise. Power back on, and then you've got your options in here to set the clock for the control panel, which, as you can see, will take you through the options on the caravan also. First thing you need to do is fill the water system up. So you can come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. And underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, we have the yellow drain down valve. The yellow valve is there to fill the water system up and drain the system down. So when it's flat with the floor, as it is now, it means you can fill the water system up. And if it's upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it means all of the water will drain out of the van onto the floor underneath. So with that, your valve flat with the floor, you're going to come over to every tap on board the caravan and open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. Once that tap, all them taps are open on the hot side, we can then come over to our control panel above the door and turn the water pump on. Once the water pump's on and it's running, you'll see it flashing there, and the water system will start filling up from the aqua roll on the outside of the van. Once that water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, and you can shut all of the taps back off. Once you've got that water system full, you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van, and that's where the control panel comes in. That's just inside the wardrobe. So in here, you'll see you have 3 switches. Space heater main power switch, which you need to have on for the heating on board the caravan to work. The central switch here is your electric water heating, so if this isn't on, the water heater will not warm up on the mains power. On the right hand side here, you have your battery charger, and you need to have this on at all times, so it allows the battery charger on board the van to power the caravan and charge the 12 volt systems. Above that, you've got your 240 trip switches, which little tip for you, if you hit the test switch here and this trip switch drops down, it means you have power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. If you hit that test switch and that trip switch does not drop down, it means there is no mains power coming in from the caravan site you're on. But like I said, the most important thing here is the water heater switch and the battery charger and the space heating. You need to have all 3 of these on, especially if you're going to use mains water heater, and that is the central switch just here. You can warm the water up on gas as well, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. I'll take you over to the gas control on the wall. And you'll see it says Ultra Store. This switch here is going to allow us to ignite the water heater on gas. We're going to spin this outer grey dial around to the flame symbol. You're going to get a green light appear in the back of here, and if it fails to ignite, you're going to get a red light appear also. If it does ignite, you're going to have the green light on its own. You can control the water temperature between 30 and 70 degrees of temperature. To turn the water heater back off on gas, you spin it back to the off position, and it will isolate the gas to the water heater. The water heating temperature on electric is a preset temperature, so we do advise you use the gas for when you're showering on board the van. Above that, you have your heating controls. So again, you have 500, 1000 and 2000 watts down the side. You select the relevant power source for the campsite you're on, whether it be the 500, 1000 or 2000. Spin the dial to the relevant source, and then you control the heat of the caravan internally with the dial in the centre here between 1 and 9. The higher you go, obviously the hotter the heating will be. As I said, if you're not sure what to set this to, ask your site office on when you arrive on your holiday. But if you have 2000 watts available, that'll be its most efficient power setting, and if it's 500, it will be a little less efficient at warming up. On top of the heater, you actually have the option to run gas. So as long as you've got the gas turned on the front locker, you can spin the dial on the right hand side around between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve, and if it ignites on gas, you'll have a pilot light in this window down the front. Once it has ignited, you'll continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve, and you'll be able to control the temperature on the dial on top. Like I said, your pilot light will be in this window down the front, and we do advise you check it after a few minutes of it being ignited. You also have blown air heating on this caravan, so normally the heat will come out the front of the heater on its own, but then around the van you see the little white vents down the bottom there. It will allow the heat to come out a bit like it does on your car. The dot in the centre here on this dial on the left hand side allows that heat to come out the front. Continuous blown air will be on this switch on the left hand side, and you can use the fan speed here on top to control how quick it blows the air out. On the right hand side you've got an A, which is automatic blown air. Essentially this will allow you to have the blown air on, but it will cut in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. Again, when you're back in the centre, heat will come out the front. You've then got your fridge. Fridge is very simple to use. So it's just loading up now by pressing the power button just here. So initially it's going to try ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to flash the blue light here at the bottom, and it's also going to bring up a 9 and a spanner symbol in this window on the right hand side. To change your power source, you're going to use the button on the left hand side. It's going to go to your mains 240 power. And you've also then got 12 volt mode. 12 volt mode is when you're travelling down the road, and essentially it turns the fridge into a cool box. Now at the moment, as you can see, it's flashing the blue light here to indicate it is not connected to 12 volt power from the car we are towing with. If we were towing down the road and we had a car connected at the front and you had the right connections on the car, or they were wired up correctly, this light will go blue, solid blue, and like I said, it'll allow you to work the fridge as a cool box. If you're on gas or mains, you can control the fridge temperature on this button on the right hand side. The more bars you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. The only thing to remember is if you're using the 240 electric ring, you will need to be on a mains powered site, the same as with the microwave. The last thing we go through on this particular van is the toilet system and the bathroom. Toilet system. The system is very easy to use. You've got the blue button here on top, which allows you to flush the toilet. We've got a red indicator light that will illuminate here when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Below the toilet, you actually have the toilet waste handle. Now this grey handle here allows you to open and shut the waste flap on the toilet cassette. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette, it does need to be in this closed position. So, that is the Sterling Elite Onyx. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye.